Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessToTrade.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody had a good day. I know a lot of people woke up this morning incredibly blessed. If that was you, it's everybody. Guys, keep this in mind. It has nothing to do with money. If you woke up this morning, you're blessed, right? Everything above waking up and being healthy and happy is a cherry on top. But from the trading aspect, congratulations for all you guys who were long overnight. We'll talk about that in a second. Guys, take a second out, support the channel, click that like button. Doesn't cost you a dime. All it does is help the channel. And hopefully, again, I will hopefully continue to point you in the right direction. So in case you're just waking up right now and not having any idea what's going on, there has been a at least 2 weeks, right? I think it's 2 weeks, 2-week ceasefire in the Iran-Israel United States war, right? There's no other way to say it. And at that time, hopefully cooler heads will prevail and hopefully they can make a prolonged solution to this unfortunate death and violence and so forth and so on. But we talked about the previous 4 days, right? I didn't need to record a video last night. What was I going to, turn around and say the market's up 1,000 points after hours? Okay, cool. So, there's absolutely no reason to record a video last night. But the most important part was the previous 4 days. We talked about this on the weekend update. We talked about it on Monday's video. The idea that the personality of the market was changing. You can see it, right? The market took a lot of body blows, took a lot of liver shots, took a lot of shots to the throat, took a lot of damage. And every single day prior to today's obviously massive gap up, the market closed higher than the open, engulfing bad news. That was a very, very big deal. If you followed me on social media, yesterday, literally throughout the day, we talked about what pretty much every experienced trader thought was going to happen yesterday, right? You're going to get that initial sell-off, which we did, right? And I kept on tweeting it over and over again. Like I quote unquote, if you go on my regular X account, right? I guess Twitter X, right? And you go through yesterday's tweets. I literally was saying it. It wasn't anything I'm brilliant or, I'm guessing right. It's literally the game plan that, that Trump kind of laid out since the tariffs, right? He's going to put an ultimatum, which everybody knew about, right? Put an ultimatum, say a lot of mean words, say a lot of outlandish stuff. The market's going to go lower. Then the market's going to have some sort of spike. You're going to see some weird innuendos. You're going to see some weird things being said on both sides, denying and acknowledging this, that, and the third. It's going to sell off at some point in the afternoon and yada, yada, yada. The market is going to come out with some news before the 8 o'clock deadline. And here we are, right? You weren't betting on a bullish thesis. You were betting on the idea that cooler heads were going to prevail and we weren't going to lead to Armageddon, right? And that's exactly what happened. Yesterday, basically, they confirmed, it's going to be a 2-week ceasefire, although there's still some explosions and missiles and that. Hopefully, they'll work things out. The Hummus Canal, yes, I call it the Hummus Canal, apparently is open. And then apparently it got shut and apparently it got open. But again, let them kind of sort that out. And make a long story short, not only did this rally do some really, really good things for investors and let them breathe, or anybody else who got long yesterday. I know a lot of people in the webinar were long overnight, which was awesome. But the most important part was we got back not only above the 200-day moving average on this move, we got back above the 50-day moving average as well. And that's where the powerful point of today's discussion. When you look at the indexes towards the end of the day, everything was up. All the major benchmarks were up between 2.5 to 3%. Were they up 4%, 4 and change? Pre-market, sure. But you kind of talked, we talked about it at pre-market. I go, there's no way in hell I'm buying it to strength. There's probably going to be more value to the downside than there is to the upside, only because of the exaggerated rally. When you woke up this morning, right? The Qs were up insane, dude. They were just going out of their minds. So you knew some sort of pullback just on natural profit taking was going to be in the cards. That's exactly what happened. The weirdest part about today was, at least for me, and I think everybody in the webinar as well, if you traded, all the value today was to the downside. Okay, we know if you look at where the weak groups were, right? The weak groups were the Teslas of the world, the softwares of the world, right? These were the weak groups before this announcement. And, institutional money flow today used today's gap up to get the hell out of Dodge, right? If you look at names, there was a lot of names that did not participate, right? Look at the software group, right? Look at CRM, okay? Gapped up, got absolutely destroyed. Look at Oracle, right? Look at Oracle. Gapped up, literally gave back 90% of its day. Look at NOW. These are all the software stocks. Gapped up, got destroyed. Microsoft at one point was up huge, right? Microsoft was up at one point to what? 386 pre-market. The damn thing closed $13 off its highs. Look at PLTR. Now that quote unquote, there's a ceasefire, right? All those government contracts for war. What does it mean? It means you don't need to be long PLTR in a wartime scenario. That got sold very, very aggressively, right? Not only did it get sold, it lost the 50-day moving average. As the indexes are up almost 3%, it lost the 50-day moving average. Very, very aggressive. They used Tesla today. You saw this coming a mile away. A mile away, you saw this coming on Tesla. That was the first thing we did today at Tesla, right? Tesla, they gapped it up. They gapped it up into supply, and they absolutely destroyed this thing. Massive put buying that had been coming in for the last 3, 4, 5 days. The 330s, the 325s, short-term expiration. Tesla got sold as well. However, there are some good things that happen as well, right? Good things happen as well. AAOI, gorgeous chart, multi-month breakout in the cards. You got MU. We've been talking about MU, SanDisk, right? They've been holding up really, really well. Micron, first close above the 50-day moving average, right? You guys see this? Below the light blue line, bad. Above the blue line, right? Should be good. Look at SanDisk, right? SanDisk, again, these storage names have been monsters. All-time high in SanDisk today. Like this sell-off didn't happen. Avago has been an absolute beast, right? Absolute beast. This is now the first close in this multi-month formation, right? So you have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of fluid headlines. Obviously, as we get closer in the next 2 weeks to the quote unquote next deadline, you're going to see probably 3 to 4 days prior to the next deadline, going to resume a lot more volatility. But from the trading aspect for tomorrow, here's what I'm thinking. I don't know what you're thinking, but here's what I'm thinking, right? So we got nearly a 3% rise on everything. I'm assuming, again, I'm just assuming, and this is basically how my game plan is going to be at least played out in my mind for tomorrow. At some point today, I do believe after nearly a 3% move on the QQQs, there will be some sort of rest day, right? I think we could all agree on that. Again, I don't know about individual stocks, but I think the market as a whole should probably rest and give back a little bit of profit taking, okay? So I'm not concentrating on a lot of names to the upside. Yeah, I'll watch Micron above today's channel. I'll watch Avago above today's channel. I'll watch that AAOI, even though that's not really my thing. But again, there's certain names that do look structurally good that I really, really like. But tomorrow, because I do believe there's going to be at least a pause, a breather, right? A breather, a consolidation. I think that's what the market needs right now. If this is going to be a real buying splurge in the next several months ahead, I think the market needs to take a breath after today's session. It needs to build a new base above the 50-day moving average. And as long as now we stay above 601, right? That's the key, guys. Write this down. As long as the Qs start building multiple days, the longer they build, the better. But the longer we stay above 601, which is the 50-day moving average, the higher probability the bulls will get their second win and there will be a continuation rally. Having said that, right, the stocks that didn't participate today, if we do indeed have a rest day tomorrow for the indexes, well, I got to watch those things to the downside, right? Look at NOW, okay? Got to watch NOW. This is now the lowest close in this whole formation, right, guys? Take a look at this. This is literally the lowest close in the whole formation going back to February, right? If there's going to be profit taken in the NASDAQ, well, again, you want to keep an eye on the stocks that didn't participate, okay? Look at CRM, okay? Look at CRM. CRM, same thing. CRM is getting very, very close to losing its February lows. This thing doesn't look good. Again, there's a lot of software names. I'm just giving you guys, a couple of names just to kind of watch. PLTR, sure, right? Why not? Let's watch for a second, let's watch for a second day. I want to keep an eye on the 330 lows. If they start losing the 330 lows, this thing's going to get hit as well. So if there is going to be a continuation of the market, I will be watching AAOI, Avago, Broadcom, and Micron. If there is going to be more weakness, like I said, I will be watching the PLTRs of the world, the softwares of the world, and can we get my brother some snaps? Okay. Right? Tesla looks terrible, right? Tesla looks terrible. We had an incredible fade today on Tesla. Once the stock went red, I was already happy. And once the damn thing went red, you saw those puts just coming in. This is definitely a phenomenal move. Guys, we are, a couple of days away from last week's lows. This thing starts taking out last week's lows. Again, anything that couldn't rally on nearly a 3% move, again, where is the urgency to people to chase tomorrow? Is it possible Tesla gets upgraded, the software stocks get upgraded, and they rally? Sure, anything's possible. It's the market. The market's open. But again, we trade off data. We trade off probability. Again, we're not assuming it's going to happen. We're going to wait for confirmation. So I have my game plan set, got some longs, got some shorts, and now we get to see if the market plays that as well. Guys, God bless everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. If you are interested in pivots, guys, hang out for 30 days, see if it's a right fit for you. And with God's help, I'll see you all in the field tomorrow. Take care.